Yo, yo, yo. What's good, guys? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Life of the Lost. Like always, as always, I'm Sam.
And I'm Megan.
And we are your hosts of this podcast. All right, guys.
A quick little rundown. If you, excuse me, if you haven't been listening in, we are two adoptees adopted from Peru. Different parts of Peru. I was from Cusco, and Sam was from Ica. And I grew up in Minnesota, and Sam was raised in New York City. So
Manhattan, New York City.
Yes. He said, put some respect on my name.
Yeah, because a lot of people, when somebody says, like, where are you from New York City? You know, they're just like, yeah, I'm from, like, Staten Island.
No,
or I'm from, like,
right.
Brooklyn. Or, like, you know, I'm from Long Island. No. Like, I'm from, like, Manhattan, New York City. Like,
it's so interesting. I was having a conversation with a friend earlier this morning and was talking about how there was this one time there was this person and they were talking. What are you doing?
Just
looking
listening to you.
I'm like, I need that eye contact. I have no idea what's happening.
Sorry.
In the background is our trusty little steed Oreo. He's calming down for the night, which means he's humping his bed and biting it.
Yeah, because we opted for him not to have his nuts cut off because I believe that based on the information that I have seen, that it is a 50-50 split on, you know, getting a dog neutered or not. And since he's not a girl and I don't have to worry about blood every month and her bleeding on things, and since he's a guy, I just opted to roll the dice on having his nuts, because I had an older dog who had his nuts removed, and he's facing a lot of like elderly complications that I only can wonder if he had his nuts, how much of those would actually have come to fruition or not. Mm-hmm. And I think that, you know, especially for a male, like that part of your body is very sacred, and if it's taken away, I believe that you kind of like lose a piece of you. Yeah, literally. You know, I feel like it's very similar to like women and, you know, who have cancer and just the idea of like losing something very precious like like a breast or something, how like impactful that is to them and their psyche, and
or somebody losing their hair when they have cancer, and or
getting, you know, their reproductive
hysterectomy.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like I feel like those have a lot of like
that's true. Sorry, we're talking about like sexual organs, not like hair. Yeah. But no, I feel you. And I was kind of nervous in the beginning because I thought our doctor or the veterinarian was going to have a lot of pushback. But she's like, actually, yeah, I mean, you don't really, you know, he doesn't really need that. And I was like, like, appreciate that.
And I don't feel like that was always the case.
No, and it was interesting because even a few of the nurses, they were really pressuring me and saying like, okay, so I was getting phone calls like, when are we going to do this? When are we going to schedule it? Do you want to do a pre-op? And
Jesus.
It was really, I was getting an email and yeah, I just kind of felt like uncomfortable. So when I went in there, I had this like preconceived notion of that something that they wanted us to do. But then when we talked to the doctor, she was really kind. She's like, no, like you said, the chances are actually, there are some chances that are higher in getting cancer when you have your balls.
It's like 7%
higher.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the stats were, but you did the research on it.
Yeah, I remember it was like 7%. Those odds are very favorable. Yeah. And I'd be curious what the percentages of other cancers and other ailments from other things that you are he's in contact with that have a higher chance of him getting sick that we aren't aware of. So well,
there's a chance. We'll see how it goes. But earlier I was going to say it was interesting because I was talking to a friend earlier about like people, because we are both from Minnesota, me and my friend who I was talking to earlier, We're both from Minnesota, but we live in New York, and he lives in Brooklyn. And we were talking about when we meet people from New York and how they stress, like, I'm from the Bronx, or I'm from Brooklyn, you don't know none of this, or blah, 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 whatever the case is. There's, like, funny things, like, I guess it's not, like, funny, but people are very serious about it. Like, I had a friend at work, and they were like, I'm from Bed-Stuy, do or die, Bed-Stuy. And I'm like,
the
okay.
fuck?
Well, I'm gonna stay away from you. But it's funny because he was talking about how a lot of these people are so proud of, like, their area, but they don't really know about the area or the land or, like, who was here before them. And so it was definitely an interesting perspective when people are just like, I'm from the Bronx, like they own the Bronx, or like they own Brooklyn. But I understand that pride as well. It's not necessarily, like, the easiest place to grow up in. And I guess I'm just specifically talking about the Bronx. That's all I know. I was in Brooklyn for a bit, but
Brooklyn's hard too. You know, I've definitely been to Canarsie. I used to have a band member in my previous band who was from Canarsie, and I feel like I went over to his house like a few times over the course of being in the band. And I just remember getting off the train. I already could feel like it was a completely different environment than what I was used to, and that's all I'd like to say about that now. Do you know what that's from?
no, oh wait, is that from oh no, I got it. Life's like a chocolate.
Yes.
Why can't I remember the name of
Forrest
it?
Gump.
Yeah, thanks. But I kind of my throat's kind of getting weird tonight. I kind of wanted to go over something that, like, this, like, weird self-revelation that I had recently, and it was like, it was brought on by my adopted family, not my adopted family, my birth family, and how they were talking about all these problems and stuff. And, like, I was talking to my sister, and they always come to me to, like, solve problems, and she was just, every time I was giving them a solution, I was getting a lot of lashback, or maybe not lashback is not a proper name, but, like, negativity, I guess. And I just felt like I'm doing my best. I'm over here. I don't, like, I could throw $100 on this problem. Is that really gonna fix it? You know? And, like I was kind of telling you, it reminded me of myself. Like, when I'm listening to my sister, or she's typing to me, and she's just kind of saying, like, no, this is this, and I can't do it because of this, and we can't do this because of this, and we already tried this. It just sounded like a broken record because I just heard myself in her, and it really freaked me out. And I got scared because I was like, wow, this is kind of me and you to an extent where you're always super positive, and I'm over here, like, I actually saw a TikTok about this the other day. There was, like, somebody they were talking about something, about, like, trusting people, and their partner was saying, like, well, every time there's something good, you're like, well, can you trust them? How do you know it's going to be this way? Or how do you know it's going to be that way? And it's kind of like the paranoia, I guess. And it was just interesting to kind of, like, hear that and to be able to relate to it, I guess. Because I just kind of realized I don't want to be like that. Which is why I've been, like, digging so hard into other things recently. I'm, like, taking a super big dive into trying to grow different habits. And I'm, like, reading a book on habits right now called Badass Habits. Cultivate the awareness, boundaries, and daily upgrades. You need to make them stick. And I really like that, and I got a new planner that's helping me with habits and stuff. And so I'm liking how you can, like, check off, like, my goals are, like, to wake up at 5 a.m., to make sure I take my medicine, to read, to meditate, just small things to start me off. But, like, I feel good. Like, I'm exhausted from waking up every morning, but I feel good because I feel like we're getting a lot of stuff done. Like, we did so much this week.
I know.
And Maya's coming
ridiculous.
Tomorrow. And so I feel like we're going to be prepared because we really worked really hard.
Yeah. No, I definitely can relate to you with that. It bothers me, though. I feel like more tired than I normally am. Doing the same thing that I feel like I've been doing for years. I don't know why that is, which is why I brought up to you earlier about working out.
Yeah.
And like not just like working, like not what I do, like not even I don't even call it really working out. It's like just not even maintaining. It's just getting by.
Yeah.
And I really want that to be like more of a fixture. And I feel as though if we do that, everything will run like 50 times more smoother.
Yeah.
It's like hitting a barrier in a test, like, and the teacher says, like this test, you just know that you will not get below 50. No matter how bad, if you get everything wrong, you'll still get a 50. And that's how, if you like working out consistently, is like, it's that 50.
Yeah.
If you work out, like your day is automatically 50%.
Yeah. I feel that. It always makes me more awake, and it makes me just more hungry. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like working out constantly, but I haven't.
But think about it, you're not working out, so it's like your blood is stagnant. Everything in your body is stagnant.
Feel it.
It needs
disgusting.
to be drained.
Yeah.
And because, you wonder, maybe where negative feelings are, frustrations are easily like stress, like it's in there, and it's like, so it's like a wooden box that's containing a pressure water, and you can see the water spew out from the cracks of the wood.
Yeah.
And that's how it feels. And the minute you work out and you go on a deep run, I feel as though you release the tension of the water, and you let it drain a little bit.
Yeah.
And for it to come back to normal, because you'll always have stress, but when you're consistently working, it's like it's consistently being drained, and so there will always be water filled to a certain extent, but it won't be like about to explode like a barrel of TNT.
Yeah.
And yeah, going back to your stress thing, like, yeah, I definitely, like, I'm on the other end of that. Like, I grew up I don't know, like, my mom was very, like,
nonchalant, very laid back.
Yeah, and I never liked that about her growing up, but now I kind of enjoyed it, because
a lot of the things I feel like I worry about, they don't ever even come to fruition. Like, I'm sitting there worrying about something that's probably not going to happen. And it's funny because you and your mom are pretty dramatic. Like, if water spills, like, oh my God. And for me, when I hear that, I'm like, oh my God, something like really bad happened, and I get really panicky. But for this past week, whenever like you've been like that, I'm just like, all right, it's probably nothing. Because it's like those like sound waves. It just creates like such negative like emotions, because you just get scared. It's just like you snap into something, you're scared. What do you have to do? Well, how can I help? And I'm just like, all right, I think it's fine. If he's not like screaming or freaking out, I think it's fine. And I have been feeling a lot better. I'm exhausted, but I'm like, it's a happy exhaustion, because I feel like I did a lot. And it's not just like I got up and I went to work and I called it a day. Like, no. I feel good. I haven't eaten out once. I've been eating super healthy. Sam can't say the same.
Yeah, like, but that's the thing. I'm like prioritizing other things other than that. Like,
right.
I want to go to the gym. I wanted to do this. I wanted to get all this stuff done before. And I was like, I can't, like, I could, but I also care about my body to a certain extent. So that protein intake I need to hit, because I know that if I don't hit it, I will snack on carbs, and that's not good. And so I'm like, yo, like I said, maintaining, it's not good either, which is why I'm advocating on running and just being more active.
Yeah.
But,
agree.
It's
good. I feel good when there's like something I don't want to do, kind of like go to the gym, but then you go through with emotion and you do it, and you just like cross it off your list. It just feels nice.
It's like, why the fuck did I not do this sooner?
Yeah, that's true. Getting back into the swing of things, and it's kind of nice because I know everybody starts like, it's a new year, new me kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I always think in December. I always try to start in December, like good habits for the next year. And because I don't want to jump on the like January 1st, it has to
Oh, is that why you started doing it?
No, specifically why I started is because my sister, like the negative like feedback and stuff. I was just like so disgusted in what she was doing and what she was saying. I just literally saw myself from above doing that with you. And I was like, this is
Sometimes
so
I'm like,
disgusting.
I love you, but like, just shut the fuck up for a minute. Like I mean no disrespect, but just please, here, I'm fucking trying here.
I
Just
know.
fucking throw
And
me a
that's
bone.
literally how I've been feeling with her, and it's
Aye.
just kind of like a constant. I feel like she doesn't come to me and say like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Like, here's a picture of your niece or your nephew, and like they're doing great in school or whatever it is. It's always like, "Hey, Dad broke his arm, and now we can't eat. Nobody's feeding us, and we can't pay rent, and we can't pay the bills." And it's like, what the fuck? Or just Mom's having severe headaches, and she's going to the hospital, and Mom had COVID. And it's just like, yes, those things are happening. I totally understand, but I feel like it's way more negative than it's positive. And my sister's a really big worrier too, and I just don't like I said, there's not that much I can do from afar.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and but yeah, I just try to focus on the good things. Like, I got to talk to my dad today, my birth dad,
Oh, nice.
which is cool. He was in Urubamba by himself. My mom.
So is that like a less populated place in Cusco?
Oh yeah, like to get there, it's really cool because I can't remember if it was a 2-hour van ride or a 3-hour van ride from Cusco.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it further south or like just where is
I can't remember. But I just remember going downtown, like taking this. We had like this thing called the Batman bus, and we.
Oh, you went there?
Yeah, I went on the Batman bus, and then
The Batman.
it's like this yellow bus. Then we went downtown to the Cusco Square, and then it's funny, like you start, everybody's yelling like, which bus is taking you where? Which bus is taking you where? And like you're negotiating prices and stuff.
No way.
Yeah, and so this one bus was going to Urubamba, and same with a lot of people. And it was interesting because while we were in the bus, there was tourists. American tourists, and they had to pay like triple the amount that we did, and they couldn't speak a lick of Spanish.
Sure, they didn't even care.
Yeah, and they didn't really know. And it was funny just to hear that people speak. I don't speak Spanish that well, but I can understand a lot more than I can speak it. And so, like, hearing these people being like, "Well, how much should we charge them? And how much should we charge like the regular people?" So yeah, it was an interesting conversation, and everybody shuts up, because they're not good. Like the native Peruvians aren't going to say anything to these people, to the white people. They just let it be. And then we got there, so the van dropped us off, but then we literally had to walk a mile or two to my dad's house. So it's not like
I forgot that your dad has another house over there.
Yeah. So it was really nice. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's very peaceful. It's like, there's farms all around there. It's completely, you look everywhere, there's mountains. He grows so much, like, fruit. And it's really cool because I love talking to him when he's there because he'll just take me on a tour. Like, look, it's grapes. Look, it's cherries. I think it's kind of like these cherry things. Look, it's potatoes and it's corn, and it's just really exciting because you can see how proud he is. And he showed me his chickens today and hens, and it's nice.
Would it be safe to say, I don't know, like, would it be safe to say that your family isn't doing that bad? Because I don't know, I feel like my family growing up, my mom was like, from what I hear, she was like dirt poor. She didn't have nothing to her name. Like, she would sell vegetables in the street. And I don't know if she even planted them. I wonder if she got them from a third party, but like, you know how that goes.
Yes.
They're not really getting anything from it, if just getting by.
Yeah. I don't know how he established that land. I don't know, like, how he got it. But it's interesting because he's not working right now. I had gone through like all the bills, like how much is this and that and blah, blah, blah. In Urubamba, rent for an entire year for him is, I think, under $150 an entire year for the whole house payment.
Wow.
And that comes with, obviously, he has land. And people try to buy it from them because they want to build hotels. He doesn't. It's interesting, right? Because he could get a lot of money for that, but he built 2 houses there by himself. And he's very proud, so it's cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's nice. And he was talking to me today about how he doesn't like Cusco anymore because of the population. Yes, population, the air pollution. There's too many cars. Just like, he's really funny.
It's coming to New York City. The shit would be mind blowing with pollution.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's just nice. I think him and my brother are the two people who I feel like I can relate to the most, and they never really say like, life is hard or I'm struggling through this.
Well, it's not that you can't relate to them. It's you want to relate to them more than you're.
Well, you know what? I want to be around them.
Yeah, because my opinion of you is you're almost exactly. You are more relatable to your sister and your mom.
Yeah.
Than you are to your brother and your dad. As relatable as you are to them. But your mentality, I feel, is geared more towards them. Because maybe you don't like people who are similar to you. Yeah. So you're like, I like kind of want to go over there.
But that's kind of
observation,
why I feel
but
like it's like I want to take like a 180 because after hearing that, I was like I don't think you understand how disgusted I was, and like no disrespect to her, but it was just it's frustrating, you know. Oh my gosh, what is he working on? Sorry, you're making lots of noise in the background. It's your bedtime, boy.
yeah, he needs to go to bed. Go to bed, Oreo.
No, he's so sweet.
He'll be sweet tomorrow. But yeah, it's crazy. I hate New York City rent. Taxes, sorry. It's like talking about monthly and like installments and payments. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how the state gets by paying you getting paid, like you having to pay so much in like taxes here. It's ridiculous.
I know.
I'm like,
you don't really get it back.
We'll never see Social Security come back.
No.
None of that like retirement stuff. It's such a sham. They're just taking money from us.
I know. And, like, it's interesting, like, I think everybody glorifies New York so much, and I think you just genuinely have to be incredibly rich to, like, I don't know, to like it. Maybe I'm wrong. And I like being here and everything, but I don't necessarily see myself raising an entire family here. For one, obviously rent, the small spaces. I'm used to having, like, a big backyard or a front yard and a backyard. I'm not talking about like I need like an acre of land or anything, but enough to run around and just be free. It's really hard to feel like that around here.
Yeah, and it's like dang, like even it's like everywhere in New York State, you know. Like I was thinking, like dang, like Long Island. But there, I'm just like.
But then you can't get anywhere else. Like you're stuck. So it's an interesting.
He'll be a Long Islander and just stay in Long Island. Nah, I can't do that.
No, it's nice to go to vacation.
Yeah, I equally like to come back though. You know what we should do? Maybe one time we should like I don't know if it's possible, but we should get like an Airbnb for like a somewhat.
Like an extended time.
Yeah, and just like actually try and but like I guess go to like actually trying to work, you know, see if that obviously like I said, it would be nice to see how that would go.
Yeah.
Just because it's like if you really are serious about it, I feel as though like
serious about moving out of New York City.
Yeah, like literally testing out what it would be like to work in another environment, what it would look like, how it would sound like, how it would feel like, after you get off, like what would you like, I don't know. For instance, like me, like I think it would be kind of scary. I don't know. Like I've never experienced this, but for me, I feel as though it would be kind of scary, like being in like the suburbs anywhere, because, especially if you're working remotely, when you get out of work, there's nobody there. Like, just understand, like, you have to go and put yourself out there to be, like, around people. Yeah, you can go to a supermarket and, like, around people. But, like, the cool thing about here is, like, you can, like, walk out your front door and just walk downstairs and you're like, there's somebody there. And you're not doing anything. You're not, like, talking to them or anything. But they're just there. Yeah, and that is in itself a social interaction with somebody. And you don't have to go very far, But that's the cons are obviously the rent and the taxes, but the pros are kind of like
and the people and
sane,
the population,
like to a certain extent, like keeping you sane.
Yeah.
That's one of my fears on the opposite side is like, looking, not seeing like the cool places that other people live, not being even eyes open to that. In a different example would be like me not opening myself to new music and just staying with the same music that I've been liking and not, going somewhere different.
Or at least trying.
Yeah, imagine if you were just stay with the same music and you saw the same music all the time, you listen to the same music all the time. Like, I'm curious how that would affect you, like creatively. Like, would that put you in a weird subconscious bubble where you're just like, would that make you more lazy or lax in a certain sense where it's like the urgency isn't there? I don't know. Maybe I could be completely wrong, but I do think about that, and I do think about the cause and effects of how that would be. But like I said, I think a great like kind of like thing would just be like, could go, if we're talking about moving out of the city, to see how that would feel like as one step closer to there.
I don't, when I close my eyes and I think of a place that I want to be, I don't even know, like I'm sure it exists, but I still want to be by water. I love being by the river right now. That part's really important to me. I do want like space to grow food in, like my own berries, things like that. But
it's funny how you just said it, like my own berries.
Sorry, I was like thinking about like a few different things. But yeah, I guess.
Since when have you become such an avid, loyal follower of berries? No, I'm just kidding.
Since,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Know why.
You mean fruit.
Yeah, but
and vegetables.
Berries lately.
Really?
Well,
oh yeah, I suppose. You'd be so fucking hyped, just like, look what I grew.
Oh my god!
I'm eating my own fucking berries and my own fucking strawberries.
I'd be so proud. Yo, you don't even understand.
They're seasonal, right? So like, there's only a certain amount of like, but I'm sure you couldn't you grow them inside to a certain extent?
I have no idea.
Because then you could have it year round, wouldn't you be able to?
There'd be like infected by LED lights, LED light infused berries.
But LED, no,
I don't know. I'm just.
You mean UV light?
Yes, which is technically like sun's UV. I don't know. It's something to look into, but yeah. I don't want to grow them inside. I want an own.
Well, the only reason why I say that is that it would be seasonal then, because unless you're going to like Florida where it's like warm all year.
Yeah, I mean, but like I was talking about like a dream place, because to be honest, like that's where I would.
But in your dream place, in Florida.
No, not necessarily Florida.
Oh.
It'd be like by the water. With a patch of land.
Because I'm humoring you, and I'm putting into the season aspect.
Yeah, I don't. It's interesting because like I grew up in Minnesota, and like you have like all of those seasons all the time, but I wouldn't mind it. The thing is, like I can't pinpoint exactly where I'd want to be, but like I said, when I close my eyes, I can just picture myself being by water.
But could you picture a season like a seasonal place or not?
Like 4 seasons, or are you talking about like Florida, like where it's summer all the time, or
well, either 4 seasons or Florida, like a place like that.
Not seasonal, no.
Not seasonal, okay.
No, I don't think so. Not like in my dream, like when I close my eyes. And I don't know, it's hard. There's so many things that kind of like work against like leaving or being somewhere.
Talk about a wardrobe change. If you're in somewhere where it's always warm,
yeah,
you'd never really need sweaters or anything.
That's true.
That's true.
I mean, but you could be air conditioning inside and stuff, and you need a sweater or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I love wearing sweaters inside.
Yeah, but like I'm talking like down coats, I guess, and really.
Oh well, yeah. It's not like I'm gonna miss down coats or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like growing up in Minnesota. Like I don't need any more winter for the rest of my life. I'm fine. It's good. We're good.
Yeah, I see the memes of like. What winter people think winter looks like in New York. What it actually looks like in New York if you're like slipping, sliding. Slush. It's just like horrible. They're like trying to get on the train. It's like snow.
Stopped.
I know.
Nobody works when there's a half an inch of snow. God forbid there's school.
Yo, I love the snow days.
I had one school day my whole life, even if there's a foot of snow.
Yo, we had snow days all the time when I was little.
because
But you know
it
what's
makes
crazy?
things so
When I was little, the snowstorms were so much worse than it was nowadays. There is like no snow nowadays. There are no snowstorms here barely. Like you,
Yeah, no,
when I was
I've
in
never
middle
seen
school
this.
and elementary school and like a little bit of high school, like the snowstorms were ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like it was so intense. Like to the point where like no cars are on the street. It was that bad. Like
You
in
look
New York
so
City.
funny right now, holding that to your face.
I know. I'm pretty like I'm tired. I'm uncomfortable. I'm just trying to get fucking comfortable.
Like leaning back in his chair with the microphone, like leaning to his mouth. Just
Yeah,
chilling.
like eyes half open, just trying to visualize like what New York City's winters were like when I was a kid. She was lit. I was with like my friends and we go snowboarding and well, it's like, you know, we do parkour stuff with snowboards and
down like stairs.
yeah.
I mean, there are pretty good hills here for snow, like sledding and snowboarding. Oh my God! Do you remember when we first took Maya to the sled to the hill? That was.
Have
the
you ever seen me run so
scariest
fast
thing
in my
of
life?
I was so. People were so impressed that for one, you didn't bust your ass. That hill was so steep.
I was like, be right back.
Yeah. Oh my God! Because what happened? Did she just go down it too fast and you were worried?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was pretty scary.
And you know what's funny? I was like 80% focused because I realized halfway, like not even halfway, that she would make it okay. So I slowed down, but I still kept the pace up. But if
You
I
made
was,
it just in
but
time.
Megan, if I was serious, I was realizing that I could have literally gone I could have had an extra notch of like speed, endurance, and stamina. If I realized that it was not going to be good and somebody was coming down,
Yeah.
or like she was going to hit like a literal like wall where she could seriously get hurt, I would have kicked into another gear. I knew I had it, but I was like, I'm all right. I think it's okay. Like I think I'm gonna be down there though, like just in case, and the nick of time. But like if it was serious, I genuinely believe that I could have ran faster than she was sledding and gotten in front of her before.
I mean, you were pretty close. Like you
hitting
said,
her.
you had already slowed down a little bit.
Oh,
You
yeah.
knew it was okay. I
Yeah.
was really surprised. Everybody was saying how fast you're running. But and the thing is, like, I couldn't even go down that hill without slipping. So the fact that you literally were running with your steel-toed boots, your jeans,
I was like, time to go into 4-wheel drive.
in dad mode.
Yeah, just blazing. It's fucking the Flash. Yeah. Yeah, same with when Maya almost got swept up in a goddamn wave.
My God,
But she
that
didn't
was-
even literally I ran so fast, only not even a drop of the little residual wave even got to her. And it was like literally coming up inches and I snatched her up before it even touched her.
Yeah.
Remember, the lady there was just like,
Oh my God.
oh my God, you are impressive. Wow.
Yeah, I guess it's like another it's interesting, you know, with Maya and it's funny, like I'm not her mom, but it's funny when there's things that you have to do, like carry her when she's sleeping, right? It's like when she was like 3 or 4, it was doable.
That was Oreo.
He's crying, he wants treats. When she was 3 or 4, you know, it's doable. When she started getting 5, 6, it's a little harder. And I remember one time she was sleeping, or no, I think she got hurt at the playground or something. And I had to carry her home. And just, we have this giant hill. And going up the hill, just remembering, like,
That's intense
this
hill.
fucking sucks. I'm going to break my back. But just kind of, like, understanding, like, you don't really have a choice. Like, she's crying. Are you really going to make her walk up this hill? And just kind of, like, taking yourself out of your body and just making yourself do something. And I feel like that's kind of like my version of what it must be like when your kid is in like danger, or when you have to do something that you might not normally do, like flip over a car or something. I don't know. Everybody says when or if your kid is ever like stuck under something, that you gain like this unlimited power to help out.
I mean, you saw how fast I was running.
Yeah,
And that was
exactly
that was only like, I swear it was like I said, like 70%, because like literally not even halfway, a little bit before halfway, I realized that it was going to be okay.
Right.
But I still kept a little bit of pace, but I was slowing down already before halfway down the mountain.
Yeah.
So the fact if I wasn't, like I said, like full strength, like sticking in the next gear and not stopping,
Yeah.
I would have been quick. Yeah. I would have gone so fast, I think I would have purposefully did a roll just to give
Slow
myself
down.
more momentum to push myself off. I'm not even kidding,
no,
Megan.
I know, but that's like literally you just trying to make like a hedgehog or something. Just like
No, seriously.
I know, no,
It
I can
fucking
see
be like
that.
that. Like,
know.
I would do anything.
I know. I've seen it multiple times.
I seen it.
I've seen it. My own 2 eyes.
You ripped the man's throat out. I seen it.
Done.
That,
Pineapple
w-
Express.
that was a long time ago, boss.
I got a family now.
I know. I gotta settle down. That was a funny movie.
That was really funny. It's a classic. Kind of some random thoughts tonight. Nothing like too serious. It's Thursday at 9:25.
Yeah.
Wait, did I just? Oh, it is 9:25.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we should cut ourselves a little slack. We did so much stuff this past week, and I know that we should have gotten this podcast out and done a little earlier, but I honestly am not I am like I'm not disappointed with anything. Like, I'm pretty like happy that everything got done when it got done.
Yeah, we did good this week. It's been nonstop. Like, it's been
Getting stuff done.
Stop. But it's cool because I feel like, I mean, we got good news today, and I feel like it's been really stressful, but I feel like we've just been constantly on a good flow of things getting easier. And regardless if you stress about it or not, it doesn't matter because it's getting easier.
Yeah. Yeah, and this specific stuff that we've been dealing with is very temporary. Like, we're not going to have to deal with this for a long time, if ever. If whatever,
Yeah. Life things. We will get into it more another time. But I say wrap it up. Post this one.
Congratulations to all those who are listening.
To our
You've
mumbling.
reached the end of our podcast. Subscribe now for more videos.
We'll try to have our stuff a little bit more better. Oh, I do remember what I wanted to talk about now, but let's not get into it.
We can say it for another
week.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll save it for next week.
So-
Well, I guess it's a good segue. What was the movie called that I was watching?
You would know. I don't know.
I have to. Hold on. New movie. It's Sandra Bullock. I'm not a good
Block. I don't know.
Not Channing Tatum one. Not Money.
Channing Tatum.
Dang it! Which one is it called? Not The Lost City.
It's
The
Netflix.
Unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
I want to talk about that movie next week.
All right, we're going to talk about Unforgivable next week. Shout out to anybody who knows what I'm referencing.
I have no idea what the hell you're referencing.
Well, whoever does gets a bonus point, gets a prize.
Go to sleep, puppy.
All right, guys. Well, it was a pleasure talking. Hope you guys enjoyed us talk about what we want to talk about this week. And definitely have more in store for you guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a good night, or I hope you guys are having a great morning. I hope you have a great day. And it's Sam and Megan. We're signing off.
And Oreo.
And Oreo. Good night, guys.